Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play Slay. I am Gryrock, and today we will be tackling another hard level for you, Exoo. The layout of this map is rather interesting. There's a lot of what I call lakes, the inside bodies of water, and a very interesting peninsula grouping in the southeast. Now that grouping, I believe, is going to be the key to winning, because not only is it a large, extremely well defensible area, but also it is where we have a great deal of our units at the very beginning of the game. So I'm going to concentrate a lot of my efforts in that area. Especially right off the beginning. Now this guy up here in the northwest is kind of lonely, but he looks like he's got at least a somewhat defensible position. A couple of these guys here in the middle are kind of out of luck. So watching very closely now, we lost a little bit there, but being able to combine these units here I think is pretty strong. We want to bring these people all together as quickly as we can. I'd like to avoid allowing oh, that's tough. Like I said, I'd like to avoid letting the other group come together at all. Oh, and look at that, we got a spearman in the south. That's problematic. All he's going to do there is just split us up. Don't think that's a good idea. But I can't imagine what else I can do, so I'm going to risk it. Out. Drat. Alright. So let's, now that we've combined these units, let's see if we can... What happens if... Ah, very good. I was hoping for that. That brings these guys all together now. And with that... I will attack. Oh no, he's brought in a spearman, which is definitely a problem. There's not much I can do to defend against that, but I will at least make his counterpart across the lake suffer a little bit. Yeah, a very little. So that's very good, bringing that together. I'd like to put in a castle to defend. Wish I had a few more units in there. Alas, I do not. And I want to make sure that our main area of resources is defensible, but at the same time I need to be traveling to the southeast. Ooh, that was rough. Oh, that was painful. Alright, so there, and there, and there. Brings him pretty well together. This is tough. Do you go for it? Like that? So you combine your units? Hard to say. I'm going for it. And that was a success. So from there, we can now go there and there. Oh no, that's not quite enough. Darn. Move that back one. We can go there and there. Combined. Splitting territories. Gonna have to bring in another spearman. And defending. Okay. There we go. Now we're looking decent. So we definitely want the our knight to be in a position where he can really be of most use to everybody. We've got a spearman here. In the south who's causing trouble, so we want to make sure he's not getting in the way too much. We do have another castle that we can deploy, and we should do that in the north. Now, there's one thing about this I do not like at all. So I'm actually going to leave him right there and then deploy this castle again in the north. Good, good. So now, we've got this gigantic green territory here in the north. So I need to shore up some of my bottlenecks here a little bit. I can do so by going like that. But now, I can split his territory pretty well, and he's going to be hurting now. Also defending here, and ooh, splitting territory there. And at the very least chopping that tree down. Moving forward. So that hurt him, but it didn't do much for me. It didn't hurt me very much anyway. And now his territory is all but permanently split. So we're going to slowly get rid of some of these other bottlenecks we have. And continue to move forward. Now we have tree encroachment here, which y'all know how I feel about that. Now I think my biggest challenge here is going to be making sure that our territories that hold the land are able to maintain control. So I'm going to spend a few guys going back there for tree control, excuse me. And then this guy is going to need to travel to the south here we're in the north, and putting in more defense. And that will do well. Alright. This guy here in the south is well defended. It's going to take 2 spearmen in order to get rid of this guy. I don't know that it's worth it. Especially with the threat coming from this light brown unit here. But to be able to make sure we're not fighting a war on 2 fronts may be worth it. Especially because that light brown unit is really only going to potentially threaten me right here. Right here. So let's see, what is it actually going to take to make this happen? 2 spearmen. And then perhaps I do 3 spearmen. And that's defensible. He won't be able to do much there. Then I can move my peasants out. 1 more spearman. Brings us a lot of territory there. And then I still have another castle I can deploy, which I should do probably right there. Another one even, which I can do right there. Alright, that looks good. Very good. So now with him all but out of the picture, I can focus a little bit more. Split that territory there. Let's see about picking up some of this other territory here in this crazy peninsula. Biggest threat here, which isn't much of a threat, but just to make sure that we're taking care of our land back home. Get rid of those guys there. Let's go ahead and just put in another castle right there. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and start moving in on this brown guy before he becomes too much of a threat. But at the same time, secure our other territories. We should be totally green by next turn. Yep, that's perfect. The only thing it's going to need next turn is going to be peasants. We've already got a few of them going. Most excellent. A little more territory there, and moving to the next turn. So, that looks scary, but of course it's all connected everywhere else. So let's just make sure that these tombstones stay as tombstones, don't become those troublesome forests. We'll take over this area here. And now we can split that territory there, which is quite excellent. And our biggest threat becomes not much of a threat at all. I feel like another knight is now in order. We can take him there, splitting the territory in the process. And then use our spearmen to secure more resources. Don't want to overdo it. And that's it. Game in 16. Very efficient. Once again, I am Gryrock, and you are watching Let's Play Slay. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.